I was convicted of a murder that I didn't commit in 1985. I was released 2 weeks and a day ago after serving 27 years.
I am on death row, and I have been incarcerated for 24 years for a crime that I did not commit.
In October of 1990, I was sentenced to 50 years to life. But I knew I wasn't going to remain in prison and die in prison as being the murder of my parents.
Marty and I were born 9 days apart. We met at the age of 3. We went to the same elementary schools, middle school, high school. We grew up in the same town.
Really started in the summer of '88. My father and his business partner, Jerry Sherman, had a serious deteriorating relationship. And that led to tragic events on September 7th when I woke up, discovered my mother dead and my father clinging to life. And shortly thereafter, I was charged with the murder and attempted murder. There came a point during my incarceration that came full circle. Mark got back into my life and made a commitment that he would do everything in his power to free me, which led him to going to law school. But right before he started law school, I was freed.
On Monday morning, Marty Tankleff walked into a Long Island courthouse and got his life back.
We decided to use our own personal experience, kind of on both sides of a wrongful conviction, and to apply it to our students and have undergraduate students reinvestigate and work on cases where the truth had never been told, just like in Marty's case.
I mean, the end result of the work that we do is that the students have to produce this 6 to 8 minute documentaries. And it's to show kind of what the students believe will establish the individual's innocence. But throughout the semester, they're required to do social media, websites.
In my case, talking with Alan, it was quite literally life-changing. And the fact that he embodies everything that what I want to be in concept as a public defender and as a lawyer and as someone that, can keep people out of the system. Whenever I get lost, I guess, I come back to him and I come back to wanting to prevent people from having to go through what he's gone through.
Getting to meet Ivory Dorsey has made this class the best class I've ever taken. Knowing that the work that we're doing is helping him reach a place where he can eventually see his family sooner has been the best part about this class.
I've never taken a course like this one, making an exoneree, that's allowing you to make an impact right here, right now.
I think the work we're doing in this class is exponentially growing because every time we walk somebody out of prison, every time there's an exoneration, it becomes a discussion of what happened in this system. How do we change the system?
4 months after our first class ended in 2018, Valentino Dixon walked out of prison and we were there with him. And the students had played a major role in his exoneration.
There's nothing quite like a fresh start. Just ask Valentino Dixon. Nearly 3 decades after being found guilty for a murder he did not commit, he's free, finally exonerated.
A year and a half after that, Eric Riddick walked out.
I'm just happy to see everybody. I'm happy to be here and enjoy my family.
A month after that, Keith Washington walked out.
Yeah, feels good. I want to thank everybody.
A year after that, Orlando Jones III, Trey, walked out. Then, under a year, just a few weeks ago, Kenneth Bond walked out after 27 years.
We currently have several other cases or individuals on deck that literally any day now we could see another one of our cases walk out of prison.
I'd have to say that as a wrongfully convicted prisoner on San Quentin's death row, being a participant in the Making an Exoneree program was an honor and a privilege that'll stay with me forever. I am confident that the work that was done on my behalf will lead to an exoneration. It's no longer a matter of how, but when.
Making an Exoneree gave me my somebodyness.
And that's why I celebrate and give everything that I got to this program, because I know how many nobodies, how many people have been rendered nobody and left to die in them prisons, which is the cruelest of all cruelties.
Making Exoneree has changed my life, it saved my life.
What we're helping to show is how prevalent the wrongful convictions are, but also how strong the need is to do something. We can't just sit back and trust that the legal system will sort itself out and correct mistakes. It doesn't. It does the very opposite of that. We need to push against it, and we find that young, motivated, inspired students are the best agents to help do that and to get society to care about wrongful convictions. And we have a vision for, at some point, where maybe 5 universities, or maybe 10, or even more, are having Making Exoneree courses on their campuses under the supervision of our larger program.
The first time I seen the video, Making Exoneree, and when I'm seeing all the pictures of my youth, I felt so sad for myself. And then I saw the pictures where I was so young and youthful. Now I'm old, and my gut won't go down, and I just felt like so much was lost. And I'm seeing pictures of my grandmother. And I was so human again. And I cried for myself for the very first time. Like, damn, nobody ever cried for me. I never even cried for me. And each time I see it now, I still cry for Trey, although they brought him home. But the burden of that is still with me, it'll always be with me.